Live Podcast. Oilers Live Podcast. Oilers Live Podcast. Oilers Live Podcast.
Now, get ready to talk hockey. Streaming from the Oilers Live Studio. Subscribe or follow today.
Hey, it's Michael here with Oilers Live Tuesday, special edition. Between games, after game one, in between next game. Game two is up next. All right, we've got Ryan Lotsberg, senior writer from heavyhockey.com. Bob, the goalie. I don't know, writer, I guess. Heavy hockey.
Senior citizen.
senior something, senior citizen. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Not quite recovered from last night yet. Heart rate's still coming down.
Well, hey, look, I mean, I didn't expect a rousing vote of confidence or anything from the two of you after after last night's game. 6-5 loss. Edmonton loses to LA after game one. The first home game advantage in four series between the Edmonton Oilers and the we already got some comments in the chat. First home game advantage for the Los Angeles Kings. And the Kings were virtually unbeatable at home all season long. Would they lose 6?
I think it was 5.
5? Man. And you see why, right? I mean, this was, 2 periods of textbook LA Kings defensive style. There was 13 minutes, I think, where Edmonton didn't get a shot in that game. Hey, it's Patrick. He's got life insurance.
Oh, all right. He's got life insurance.
Life insurance. We're dating ourselves now. All right. We got Michael Summerfield in the chat. We've got Quaddy in the chat. Welcome, Patrick, the Oilers fanatic on YouTube. Something's different about you. What's different?
I lost a bet, I guess.
a little shave and
a little bit of shave, yeah.
I think he lost a little weight. Yeah. Off his face.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the haircut.
Somebody's not heard of
the haircut.
Beard. Yeah, it's the haircut. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. How you doing, Patrick? Good?
Yeah, pretty good. Sorry, they were just dealing with an issue there. And
yeah, no, we were too.
Thought I was going to be done quicker than I was.
Short one guest. We just had a little issue here, too.
Well, I figure you just hold the show for me, right? I mean,
well, we sat here, we waited.
Now the show can begin.
Yeah, now the show started. We're good. We're good. Quaddy's already in the chat. What is it with the oil in game ones? It's mayhem. Bob Stauffer, maybe the most positive tweeter, poster, whatever of all time. He let out a tweet today. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm gonna give me 2 seconds to read it for you guys, because this man could find sunshine in hell, right? He is. Stoff is. He'll find the absolute best thing to say about the Oilers, right? They could lose 20-0, and he'll bring out some stat on why Skinner was amazing during the game.
Because no goalie has given up 21 goals.
Exactly. That's right. No goalie's given up 20. Bob Stauffer today, exactly 8 hours ago. Over the last 4 playoff seasons, 2022 to present, The Edmonton Oilers, game 1 through game 3. Get this. Did you guys see this tweet by today? Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure everybody did.
Yep.
All the Oilers fans did. 10-18 for a 357 win percentage. Game 4 through game 7. 19-7 for a 730 game win percentage. We know the Oilers come off a break, and I don't know what the numbers are, but Lotsie, I mean, we've talked about this how many times when the Oilers, whether it's start of the season, end of All-Star break, right after Four Nations, whatever, the Oilers, like that's when they go on these like drastic downturns. What is wrong with this team? You know, what, like first 2 periods and then the third period of the game. I don't know. Like I'm not sure if this is where we start. but I mean this is a good place to start. I mean, Stoff's reason for tweeting this is because he wants everybody to see that there's like, you know, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? But to me, this is a problem. You know, I mean, we know we've talked about this on games before. Teams that come out of a series that win 4, right, or come out of a series in 5, like they tend to be less injured as the playoffs go on. And the last thing this Oilers team needs is a prolonged playoff season, right? I mean, there's 2 or 3 guys that are already playing injured, at least, right? Like, you know, Frederick's not 100%. Wallman's not 100%. So come on, Patrick, tell me, like, what's wrong with this team?
How much time do we have?
we got whatever. We take all the time in the world. We got time for you. We waited here like 20 minutes for you. We'll wait longer.
Come on. It's 9:10. You didn't wait here 20 minutes for me. Okay.
All right.
We're running on Patrick power now.
Well, I think we were talking about it in the chat last night. I mean, how many games have most of this team missed as playing as a unit? Like you could tell, like on the power play, like the Kings didn't even need to clear the puck. The Oilers were clearing the puck for them the vast majority of the time because they couldn't connect on a pass, as some stranger is noting in the chat there, disjointed. I mean, we haven't seen this team as a whole unit the whole year long, and we know this team, no matter what iteration we have of it, just doesn't start on time for the vast majority of the time. And they started in the third period last night, almost managed to pull it off. But as we know, in the playoffs, especially, that kind of plan's not going to work for you. So this team just has to find a way to get started in the first period. When they do it, they're extremely successful. And against this LA Kings team, especially in LA, we can't afford to wait till the second or the third period before they get going here, because the Kings, well, I was about to say the Kings shut it down, but they sure didn't do that in the game 1.
No.
They did it for 40 minutes, but the final 20 minutes, they forgot to keep doing it. But I mean, this team has to find a way to start on time, and they're going to have to work on, I don't even know how to phrase it. I don't borrow time, but finding a way to get some chemistry going in practice, try and find some ways to get some chemistry going, because they haven't had a chance to really practice or play together as a complete healthy unit. And as we know, they're still not healthy, but this is probably as close as they're going to get this year. So they got to find a way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have to find a way, right? It's playoffs. You have no choice in the playoffs. Yeah. That's it. You got to find a way. Ryan, I mean, you're the yin to Stoffer's yang. I mean, you're the guy that can find a reason to be realist about the approach. I mean, is this a leadership problem? What's the problem here?
It's tough to pinpoint it exactly, but to me, it boils down to a mental issue. It's all in their heads, whether they want to admit it or not. It's definitely mental. Part of me thinks it's because now there's such a veteran team, and like Connor and Leon know how good they are. The team knows how good they can be at their prime, like at their best. I think they might come out of these breaks feeling a little too good about themselves, feeling a little too comfortable. perhaps I don't want to use the word complacent because that implies some negligence. Like, and they're aware of it. They know they have to come out ready to go. Like they've all heard it a million times before. But I think they're just very comfortable with how good they can be. And maybe that leads to them starting out a little bit slower than they should. They lack the urgency that they need to actually have some success early on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's right. But you said something key there. This is a veteran team now, right? Like this is the reason you get veterans, isn't it? Like so that you come out and play on time, right? This is the reason you want a veteran team. Bob, you're part of the goalie union. What's the problem there? Is there a problem? I mean, well, let's get into it now. You're going to start Pickard for game 2?
So I believe Stuart Skinner is the better goalie overall between him and Pickard. But I do think Pickard played better this year. So I was actually on the wagon of we should start Calvin Pickard for game 1. You got to go with the now. We're in a win now mode. Pickard's been the better goalie this year, and so I was on board with that. Having said that, Skinner came in, and so be it. I wasn't surprised by it. Nobby's been very clear from the beginning that he is the starting goalie. But he also has been very clear that he's going to use both guys if needed or when needed. I didn't think goaltending was the problem. I mean, was Skinner good? No, he wasn't good. Was Kemper good? No, he wasn't good. And Kemper was supposed to be one of the stories of the Los Angeles Kings, and they were equally as bad. This was not a game you show at any goalie school to say, hey, this is how you guys play. Throw this one up for the goalie unit. Entertaining, yeah, but as a goalie, ouch.
Okay. I mean, Skinner wasn't good. I think we can all agree on that. But
No,
Kemper bad. I mean, he's playing against Connor McDavid. I mean, the whole Kings team was playing against Connor McDavid in some type of a beast mode in third period. Like, we haven't seen that version of Connor McDavid all season long, right? When he decided to take the puck and drive the puck to the net, I mean, he was unstoppable against a pretty good defensive team. I mean, I thought Kemper played well enough. It just Connor McDavid was that much better. Am I wrong? Like, is that, or you just didn't think Kemper had a good game?
I didn't think Kemper had a good game, or nothing better than what Skinner had. I mean, he just let in one less goal. Yeah, of course, your odds are stacked against you a little bit because you're playing against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So that automatically puts you a bit on your heels. But you're also supposed to be playing behind one of the best defensive teams in the NHL, and McDavid made him look like he was grating cheese through there. So as a last line of defense, you just become a cheese kernel. Along with Doughty was doing so many breaststrokes on the ice when McDavid was coming down that I was embarrassed not to see a lifeguard on duty for him.
There we go. Doughty. I mean, like you love to hate the guy, right? Actually, I love Drew Doughty. Hate him when we're playing against him, but I do love watching him play. I was excited to see him play. And I'm glad he's in the series. I'm glad everybody mostly is healthy. It's been in the chat. Oh, damn it. It's Oilers fanatic in the chat. What a guy on the show. Now I'm reading. Well, you can just say the stuff while we're on the air too, right? You don't have to put
I didn't want to interrupt Bob. He was on a roll there.
All right. Well, clearly not listening, right?
He's telling me how bad Darcy Kemper was. I got it.
Clearly not listening. Ekholm loss is massive.
I can multitask.
I'm like, I'm reading the chat kind of. I'm listening to you, Bob. I'm reading the chat. I'm like, oh yeah, somebody said that. And then I look.
Nobody listens to me.
And it's Oilers fanatic in the chat says Ekholm loss is massive. I mean, it is massive, right? Like this is, we've seen this with Bouchard since he entered the league. He needs a calming presence on this as a D pairing, right? Ekholm's that guy. Like Bouchard needs really somebody to back up some of the silly mistakes that he makes, like passing it into the slot in your own zone. Ekholm's loss is massive. Did we, you said it, Patrick, did we notice it last night, or was this just a case of the team itself isn't good enough?
Well, we had to largely play 5 defensemen because one of them is quite terrible. We all know
two
which
of
one
them
we
weren't
talked
so good. Two of them weren't so good defensively.
Well, 2 of them, but yeah, one of them is especially terrible, but one of them at least has redeeming qualities about him. The other one
One of
has
them
no redeeming.
contributes on the other side of the puck. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically when you're in the playoffs and you have 6 healthy defensemen and you're having to play 5 defensemen, that's a problem. So it sounds like John Klingberg is going to be good to go for tomorrow. So I don't imagine we hear any more from Mr. Brown. But yeah, we're missing Matthias Ekholm in defensively, offensively. Evan Bouchard's missing him greatly. So yeah, we're missing Matthias Ekholm in a very big way.
I got a question.
Almost in a massive way, you could say.
Yeah, almost. Like, I wish somebody would put that in the chat. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
There
Someone
it is.
really smart wrote that.
There it is. Yeah. Missing out on Ekholm. I mean, that just goes without saying. He's been one of the best Oilers defenders, since he got on the team. That was big. Lotsy, we know we've talked about this all season long. You're not convinced that Evander Kane will make a difference. Possibility he tags in for game 2, if not game 3. Knobloch said he's going to be available sometime this series.
He assumes. There's a very key phrase that he said today that caught me off guard a little bit. I was like, oh, he assumes. So
Depends how long the series goes for.
Yeah.
depends on all. And depends on getting medical clearance. It's the doctors that are holding things back right now. When he needs that clearance to play. We saw the interview with Kane before the series started saying that he feels better than he did last year at this time. He doesn't know what else has to happen before he's medically cleared to play. As far as he's concerned, he's ready to go. But the team hasn't given him clearance yet. So I don't know what's going on, whether there's rumors of the league kind of having a microscope on this situation and ready to whip hands, ready to smack hands just in case the Oilers were waiting to activate him for game 1 suspiciously. Whether there's any truth to that, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we'll talk about it right now because we're talking about it right now. I mean, the league did not give a shit when Vegas did this with Stone, right? Or did they? I mean, in fact, everybody's talking about it, but we never heard any rumor about the league cracking down on this.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything about Matthew Tkachuk tonight either. And then there's also Gabe Landeskog, who is set to play at any moment, right? I don't know if it's the same idea with him. Maybe he needs a little more time to get up to NHL speed. He got 2 AHL games before the playoffs started, right?
Anyways, good.
But yeah, so that could be part of the issue. Part of the issue could be the team just wants to hold him out, right? Maybe there's an issue with the relationship. Maybe the relationship is deteriorated. He may have played his last game as an Oiler for all we know. So Bob Stauffer said we'll see Kane in either game 2 or game 3. Knobloch is pretty sure we'll see him sometime in the series, but just the fact that he says he assumes as if there's a question mark, we might not see him in the series. But that kind of caught my attention today.
Well, I would have taken Janmark out, but now he's a big-time goal scorer.
Yeah, 1 game goal scoring streak.
I mean, well, I
20%
said
of
goal.
our offense.
He's on a heater.
He's a goal a game in the playoffs.
That's 2 straight too. He scored in game 7.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, the guy's a playoff performer.
On fire.
He is on fire. Somebody else got it. We're shutting the chat down tonight. Shutting the chat down. Guys that I didn't see enough of last night. Bud Colson. Like I thought he'd be a little bit bigger, given the kind of season he had. Trent Frederick. like, he played 7 minutes of really good hockey. The first game he played, well, that's not true. He played a minute. Like, he came out flying the first game and then hurt himself and played
It was a
another.
great 6 seconds
Yeah, it was a
of
great.
really effective hockey before he got hurt.
But I wasn't keen on his game. I mean, he was
Well,
pretty much
he only played
unnoticed.
9 minutes. He played like 9
Yeah.
minutes, and then I don't know if it's still bothering him. I mean, he threw his weight around a couple of times and he assisted the goal, but he definitely didn't look like up to speed. That's for sure.
Well, even in the warm up, I don't know if you watched, but he just looked like he was testing the ankle out in warm up. I mean, that doesn't really bode well. Like, that's not, we're not talking, game 40 of the regular season here. We're talking game 1 of the playoffs. Like, that's not a good time to. It's just not a good time to test your ankle.
Well, he's clearly not 100% or even close to it, or otherwise he wouldn't be a game time decision, right? I mean, they would have said in the morning he was coming back if they're not deciding right before the game if he's coming in, if he's really healthy.
Remember, this is the playoffs too, right? Like, Wallman's hurt. I'm sure Leon's not 100%. Like, there's a laundry list of guys who are not 100% right now, and they're all playing because it's the playoffs, right? If it's the regular season, they wouldn't be playing, as we just saw, right? So yeah, they got a couple extra days off to rest, but injuries like what I believe are soft tissue injuries that we're seeing, they don't magically heal within a couple of days, and they linger. So yeah, I don't think Frederick's the only guy playing at less than 100%.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, this team's banged up. They played a long season. They played a long season last year. They played the condensed season this year. But no excuses. Bob, I mean, I mean, you've been watching this team all season long. Like, in a game like last night, and you've played some big games in your life, does it mean anything that this team was able to come back in the way that they did against the LA Kings? Does that put any doubt going forward to game 2 in the Kings' mind that they, the Oilers, or for that matter, does it boost the Oilers' confidence that they can perform offensively against this team and Darcy Kemper specifically?
I think it does both. I mean, if the Oilers had the same mentality as I saw most of the fans have on Twitter yesterday, they would have given up already. 2 minutes into the second period, and the game was done. I saw a lot of people going, "No, see you in game 2. We'll bounce back, whatever." But these guys, they found a gear in the third gear. They were out there to prove. I think even if they thought that the game was done, they were out there to send a message in that third period. And like you saw Leon and Connor on the bench. Leon especially, he was emotional about it, and he was fired up, and he was out to prove some shit. And that they did. You got those guys together. I'm a big believer in the nuclear option. I only think the D-men or the defensive game can only hold those two back so long. They're just too good to be held back all game. I mean, when will you ever give up? When are we going to learn not to give up on this team? I mean, this game was mathematically done, and they still come back to tie it up. That's a game with a team with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the lineup is never out of a game. So I think those boys knew it. I think the Kings now know it, even if they knew it before. This is a good wake-up call to them. We might actually see a better Kings team because of it, unfortunately. But we're going to see an even better Oilers team because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got to ask. When Connor McDavid scores that 5th goal, what's your reaction?
Oh, my goodness. So I was watching this game and wallowing in the depths of despair. I think the beer I was drinking did not get empty because I kept filling it up with tears. And then they started making this comeback, and I'm not even flinching because, that first goal means nothing. Second goal means nothing. Third goal means nothing kind of thing. You need them to get there close. I'm pretty emotionless for those goals, even though they are important, obviously. And then when Connor scores the tire, I stood up and I was watching the game by myself at home because of the vast friend base I have. And I stood up and started yelling, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" Like, so yeah, I turned into 14-year-old Bob watching his beloved Oilers score there
All right, that's a long time ago.
on my black and white TV.
That's right, black and white TV. Bob, listening to Bob Cole call the game.
Rod Phillips on the radio.
Lottie, I know you had a sports line that had the LA Kings on it. Were you upset when Connor McDavid scored the time? Like, where were you? What was your reaction?
Upset is not the word I would use. No, I was actually at the fan park, and it was just bedlam. Like it was kind of quiet throughout most of the game because we were struggling, but we finally got some goals on the board. We got a little life into the crowd. But that fifth goal, like the roof fell off the place. So we were inside the tent, and it was just fantastic. Like I just remember, kind of, I was sitting on the picnic table backwards, and I kind of just like collapsed forward. I was like, "Oh my god, are you kidding me?" Up onto my feet instantly after that, high five and yelling, screaming. It was a blur, but it was just a awesome celebration when that happened.
Yeah, I can only imagine what the fan park was like. Would have been a lot of fun. Patrick, were you up that late? Did you?
I was up that late. Yeah.
All right, right on. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me what'd you do?
Well, I was kind of with Bob there. I wasn't getting too excited when they were making it 5-2, 5-3 because I kind of figured. I kind of had it in my head at that point. I'm like, oh, they're going to come back, but we're probably going to lose 5-4. They're going to fall just short and not get that tying goal. So when Connor got that fifth goal, that's when I got super excited. And yeah, I was pumped up and temporarily anyway. But yeah, it was the fifth goal that got me pumped up. Yeah.
I think that's my biggest complaint about our Oilers is this hope they keep giving me and taking it away.
Yeah.
Like, you get that fifth goal and you are on cloud nine and it gets dashed. I mean, this is the 7-game series against Florida. We're down 3-0 in the series, and then all of a sudden it's tied, and your hopes are like 15 out of 10, and then we lose. Like, oh, like it's just gut wrenching.
Turn it up to 11.
Yeah, get excited enough to fly across the continent, and then you come home.
Yeah.
You have a long flight home.
Who does that? Who does that?
Yeah, some crazy
LA
hooligans.
Kings fans.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Panthers fan, obviously.
diehard Panthers fan. That's right. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Well, I mean, if you guys care, I mean, nobody asks me, but
hey, Michael, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on. 5-4. I stand up because there's enough time. And literally, I mean, we say it all year long. Don't bet against Connor McDavid. And I mean, there's no other, well, there's maybe one or two players that can get the puck past the defender with that much room on the boards. Like, I'm still like, that's like threading a needle right there. Like, I don't know how, and he does it all the time. He's got, supercharged, whatever it is. But as soon as he drove to the net, I had no breath left. Like, I knew, I just had this sense that he was going to, and yeah, I mean, I ran around the whole living room area, scared the crap out of the dog, right? And I couldn't believe it. I can't. I was kind of like you, Bob. Like, I can't believe this. This is unreal. This is unreal. By the time I stopped running, some rainbow of a shot goes up. And I mean, hopes and dreams were crushed last night. Hopes and dreams were crushed. That was unreal. That was unreal. Quaddy says half the crowd left at 5-2. And it's true. And I remember when the Oilers came back against Dallas 4-1.
Yeah.
Half the crowd left then, and it went into double overtime. I mean, that's what went through my head, right? Was this, like, And maybe I'm one of the few, but if there's a team that can come back from that, it's Edmonton Oilers. And the one thing that I'll take from this, right? Resilience is one, right? But the Oilers don't, as they did last season in the playoffs. They know they can. They don't do this in the regular season all the time. But when it comes down to the playoffs, it's like there's a switch for guys like of that caliber, of the McDavid, the Draisaitl caliber, right? And I mean, if you didn't think that McDavid was the best player in the world, well, you got to at least be thinking that now, right? Like single-handedly willed this team back into a game. 4-0 has never been come back from 4 times, right? That's it in the history of the NHL in the playoffs, right? That's pretty unreal. It's pretty unreal. Let's talk about this because it's in the chat. The puck that did or did not hit the glass.
Oh boy.
Just going to give my thoughts on it. I love the old boy. We got the old boys are out. The old boys are out. Look, here's my take on it. I don't care. Why would you challenge that? To me, that's the oh boy for me. Is somebody messes up on that, like you've got from the video that you have, you can see that it's not that clear, right? Like we think it's clear because we're Oilers fans. But it's not clear enough for like an official of an NHL game to overturn the call that he made. Why? Like, why go down 5-3? Somebody tell me, Bob. I mean, you started with the old boy. Like, what's your thought? I mean, tell me. You think it hit the glass? You think the Oilers got an unfair shake? Tell me, like, what's your thoughts on this?
Number one, I don't care about the glass, not really. I mean, first off, Wallman wasn't being pressured at all at that time. There's really no need for him to walk that tightrope that high up at the glass. That's a mid-glass dump out if you want, with some muscle behind it. So a bit of an unforced error. Now, yeah, I saw the call, and it's a penalty. Yeah, it went over. When I was watching it live, yeah, it went over. Yeah, you don't argue that penalty. And then when I heard the Oilers were challenging it, I got excited because like, oh, they saw something that I obviously didn't see live, and then so yeah, okay. Well, I trust our video judges. They've made some great calls in the past. And then when I kept seeing the replay, I'm like, I hope they have a better angle than I do, because I don't see how they overturn this at all. So yeah, I got excited before the challenge until I kept watching. And I'm even looking for it to hit the glass and bounce to the left or leave a mark or whatever kind of theory there was. And maybe it's my faded eyesight the older I get, but I didn't see any of that. And I was pretty confident that wasn't getting overturned. So yeah, that was my old boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I see it. Patrick, I mean, if you could step away from the chat for a minute.
I'll see what I can do. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Only when I'm talking, Patrick.
What'd you say, Bob?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, Bob, when did you get here? Yeah. What's your thought on this? I mean, like you pissed off the glass, it hit the glass, you pissed off that there was challenged. Thoughts on this? I mean, definitely could have had a larger effect on the outcome of the game.
It could have. I think it did hit the glass because it does look like it changed the direction of it slightly, but I agree that it wasn't a wise call to challenge it because it wasn't clear enough. But and it's not just as an Oilers fan. I would say that as a Kings fan, or just as a observer, not as a Kings fan, as an observer of a hockey game. It did look like from the replay they were showing that the puck did slightly change the direction it was going. But I mean, that was also on really the only one replay that you could see, because all the other ones, it was too dark. You couldn't get a close look at the puck. But I think Chris Knobloch was challenging it because Jake Wallman was insisting that it hit the glass, and I think he was trusting his players. And it was same, I guess, different coach, but like Jay Woodcroft was with Connor McDavid when that game 2 call or whatever it was in overtime where they thought it was touch with the stick. And so he might have just been going with his player, but probably, yeah, you should have a clear view on a video replay showing that it is hitting the glass if you're going to take that risk. And yeah, so that's my belief on it. But I think it did hit the glass, but yeah, it wasn't enough to get overturned. Clearly.
Yeah, look, I think it hit the glass too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're looking at the video, you know, my odds would be that it hit the glass. But I kind of side with the officials. There's not enough like for me to say for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got me a different angle and it, you know, like, and it showed that it didn't hit the glass, I'd believe it. Right. That's how close that is for me. Like you're looking at a blurry little UFO type object that kind of looks like it changes spin and direction, but you can't be 100% sure because you know, the protractor is not big enough on your screen. Yeah. Quaddy says, how about improving the technology? I'm like, yeah, I'm all for that.
Well, what we needed was some more white Oilers jerseys in the fans or in the
electrify the glass. That'll solve the glass bangers too.
Yeah.
No more glass bangers because the glass is electrified. You know,
can add to the show too.
That's right. That's right. Lotsy, come on. I mean, give us a different take here.
Fine, it was over the glass. No, I honestly can't really add too much to this. Like seeing the videos that I saw online today, like I saw some stuff that it was like, hey, look, there's a mark. Like you can clearly see the mark, but in real time, like I'm sitting at the fan park and having conversations and loud noises and blown up screens. Like it was very tough to see it. Like I in the moment I thought I hit the glass. I really did. But I'm kind of with you, Michael, in saying like, why take the risk on challenging that unless you're certain? And I know the league has access to different views that we didn't get access to, but most of the views we saw had the black seats in the background, so it was impossible to tell. But yeah, it seemed like one of those situations where Jake was probably right, but it was tough to overturn.
It was tough to overturn. I mean, you can't expect that. You can't, and maybe you're right. I mean, I hadn't thought about it the way Patrick kind of brought it up is Knobloch believing Wallman, right? If Wallman came back, he was adamant it hit the glass. Either way, it was damn close, right?
I mean, he even skated by there and was tapping on the glass. He was like, he probably saw the mark. It was like, yeah, like it clearly hit the glass. Like, come on, guys. Like,
unless he made the mark with a stick.
Yeah, what a conspiracy theory says.
I mean, he might have made the mark. Oh man, Oilers in penalty trouble really all game, right? The first 2 periods. That affects the outcome significantly. PK couldn't get it done, right? You know, I like this is the Oilers PK, and I've got nothing to back this up, but it seems like the streakiest penalty kill in the whole league. Like they're either giving up 50% or more, or they're close to 100% for like stretches of 20 or 30 penalty kills. Right? I mean, is that a safe assessment, or is that just me kind of like?
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Last season and this season, that's exactly right.
I mean, they were awful last night, and part of that is you know, that 6th defenseman that we're talking about, right? Like you just seem like I don't know. I mean, like he seemed to be turned all around in the in front of the net. Like he couldn't handle as soon as the puck was passed a couple of times, he got lost. I hate to say his name. I hate to call out a guy. Like I've
2 more
always
years.
say, but yeah.
It doesn't have to be though.
I mean, yeah, ideally it wouldn't be, but
Oh, Kuzmenko.
but
I mean, is this one
I
of those
told you he
pickups?
was. I
Like,
told you he was going to be a problem this series. 3 points last night.
yeah.
Well, when you scored that first goal, I yelled, "Lotsy!"
I mean, I say that all the time.
A Lotsy curse.
I blame him for everything.
Such is life.
Yeah.
I will say
Ace
this.
Knight- Oh, go ahead.
I will say this about Josh Brown though, is that he gives me hope that I could still make the NHL.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I mean, I know we're
Nice.
piling on the guy right now, but he was part of the trio that was out there to kill that 2-minute 5-on-3 in the third period. They were out for 1:40. It was him, it was Brown, Nurse, and Nuge. I think those three deserve a ton of props for killing the majority of that 5-on-3 off. Like you could tell they were gassed by the end of it, but they did the job. And
Yeah, Nurse
they
could barely
played-
skate back to the bench when it was done. When he
It's
was
because they
But
were
that
all
goes to your
tired from
point,
covering
Michael.
Brown.
That's right. That's right.
But that goes to your point, Michael, like you said about our penalty kill, how streaky it's been. I mean, it was streaky even in this game. Like they let in those 2 goals and they almost kill it, like that 2-man advantage kill, like just streaky, inconsistent, that's for sure.
All right. Well, you know what? I asked Bob about this because this is and this is all part of the penalty kill. Goaltending is a big part of the penalty kill. But I didn't ask Lotzi. I didn't ask you, Patrick. I mean, who are you starting for game 2? I'll tell you. I'll speak first because
That's your show.
it's my show. I can put you guys on mute if I want.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the chat.
That's right. That's right. Look, like you got nothing to lose by putting Pickard in net for game 2, right? In my mind,
Except for game 2.
like I think you have to start Pickard, except for game 2. But if you lose, right, like Pickard's going to give you a solid game. And if you lose, big deal, right? Like it's not Pickard's fault. It's, it becomes the team's fault. Like they've lost with both goalies, right? And then you can start Skinner again for game 3. If you win, great. But if you lose with Skinner in net, then that completely kills this team. Like I feel like if you lose and you have another 6-goal performance by the Kings with Skinner in net, like there's no, like as a player, as a guy that plays the high caliber of hockey that I do, like you, I can see your eyes. I can see your eyes rolling. Like you can't, you just don't, you can't trust your goalie anymore. Right. And so I just think like, you can always put Skinner back in later. But in my mind, the only right play is for the Oilers to start Pickard in game 2. Patrick.
Oh, you might have almost convinced me because I was thinking, because if you don't start Skinner, I think that could be another shot at his confidence, and I think he has been struggling a lot mentally this year, but also they can't make their decisions based on that either. And Calvin Pickard has been the better goaltender this year. He's delivered them solid goaltending down the stretch here that helped them stay in it when they were dealing with all those injuries. So I don't know. I think you convinced me, Michael. I think we should go with Pickard for all the reasons you said there. I think it could be a big turning point, and you can always go back to Skinner, and there's precedent for it. He gave up 6 goals in game 1, so it's not like he's coming off a 2-1 hockey game that they barely lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lotzi, I mean, you're here to keep us real. Like, tell me, what's your thoughts? What would you do? You're Knobloch right now, going into game 2. It's a big deal. Game 2 is a big deal. You got the chance, but you let in 6. right? There's in the chat, they're saying I would have pulled Skinner after goal 3. I might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I
What would
might have
you
considered
done?
that too.
Yeah.
I might have
Yeah.
considered pulling Skinner earlier, but I know Knobloch doesn't do that. That's not his style. He likes to let guys battle through it. Like, it's a situation where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? If you go to Pickard in game 2, especially after that game winner that Skinner let in, I think that'll do his confidence a lot of harm, right? I think that's only going to hurt Skinner. But I also agree with your assessment that if you're going to take a chance on Pickard, game 2 is the game to do it because you're never in trouble in a series until you lose at home. Ideally, yeah, you want to get this split on the road if you're there, but it's not a necessity, right? As long as you take care of business at home. So, not that I'm saying that you can afford to toss game 2, but I feel better about taking a chance in game 2 than I do about taking one in game 3. But I also believe in you don't want to mess around with your starter's confidence a whole lot. But you can make an argument we don't really have a true starter right now. Skinner's kind of fallen off this year, so it's a tough situation for sure. But I'd probably be inclined to go with Skinner again because he's your guy. But I wouldn't be upset if they went Pickard either.
Well, and that's why I think you go with Pickard, right? It's like that's going to be the general consensus among everybody. Is there's nobody who's going to be upset if you go with Pickard, right?
Except Stu, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That's right.
Clint Eastwood that old?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood is that old. He is that old. Bob remembers him. He used to hang out with them back in.
Oh, I mean, we got so much trouble in grade 8 together. It's crazy.
That's right. That's right. We have.
I will say this. I will
yeah,
say
go
this as a counter on, and again, I mentioned how I'm all for Pickard just starting. Interesting stat about Pickard is of all the goalies that qualified, he has the 7th best quality start percentage out of all the NHL goalies with a minimum of 21 games played this year. So, and that's better than I think Vasilevsky. I think he's above Vasilevsky in quality starts. But so he's, that stat alone is like he's going to give you a good game. Most of the time he's in there, he's going to give you a fighting chance. Now, the one counter in the Skinner camp would be that Stu does have a pretty good bounce back record after shitting the bed in a game. His bounce back games are usually something that he's out there to prove to him and everybody around him that he has what it takes.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Look at this, Bob. That's what you get being part of the goalies union. You get these advanced stats that nobody's ever heard of, but Bob's making up. 7th best starting, whatever, right? Better than Vasilevsky. Did he just say Pickard's better than Vasilevsky?
I think he did, yeah.
I mean, you heard it here.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. I mean, Vasilevsky
and only here
lit up tonight. He got lit up tonight. Update: Wild up 3-0 in the first period, end of the first, basically, in Vegas. Yep. That's a big surprise. To me, that's the most boring series of all of them.
Carolina jersey.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Carolina jersey is boring too. That one will be over in 4. Though I think New Jersey's folding. Surprised by Panthers Lightning. Anybody else surprised by that? I mean, Lotsie, you probably saw it coming, but to the rest of you,
I picked the Lightning in that series. So
did I. I picked the Lightning, like 6-2. Kachuk, love him or hate him, he's a gamer.
I must have picked the Panthers. I can't even remember now.
Oh man,
because I think I was going against you guys for the first couple picks.
Yeah, I think you did.
You probably posted in the chat there, Pat. You just scroll for a while.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Ace 96 says I said shop Skinner and Bouchard in October. Too late now.
You don't shop Bouchard.
Nah.
I know he's a defenseman, but you actually don't. He's not there for his defensive skill. He is there for what he brings offensively from the back end. Having said that, you don't like seeing him being a liability on the back end like he was in game one. And like he is almost too often, especially without Ekholm in the lineup. Like Patrick was saying earlier, I think Bouchard feels the effect of Ekholm not being in the lineup more than anybody else on that team or anybody else in the fan base. Like Bouchard is an elite puck moving defenseman and offensive D man, but I think he feels when he's on the ice with the likes of McDavid and Draisaitl, he has to make a play every time. He doesn't want to, quote unquote, waste a shift with McDavid and Draisaitl. And sometimes he just needs to simplify it. Like sometimes off the glass and out is fine to regroup and reset for push up the ice. You don't have to try and tic-tac-toe that little feathery pass to McDavid in the middle slot, but he's not even there.
Yeah, I mean that's how I play
Or to the
hockey.
LA Kings.
That's how I play hockey, off the glass and out. That I always thought that was an outlet pass.
I kind of disagree with all this Ekholm babysitting Bouchard talk because Bouchard's
right.
had these problems all season long, and who's his partner been all season long? Matthias Ekholm, right? And Ekholm hasn't even been up to his usual level of greatness this year, and I think partly because of injury, but he hasn't been himself. But like you say, like Ekholm doesn't magically solve all ills of anybody he plays with, right? Bouchard deserves some credit for being the player that he is. I mean, he was part of the pairing with him and Ekholm last year. He deserves some credit for being in that pairing as good as they were defensively and offensively. Ekholm's great, but I don't think he is the settling force that everybody thinks he is.
All right.
I
So what
disagree.
about, yeah.
I disagree. We win 16 straight if Ekholm's the lineup.
We go.
And look at the numbers. Like I think Blue Bullet Brad had some info. It was Nurse and Bouchard pairing was unbelievable based on the underlying metrics, and they've been unbelievable with the underlying metrics for a long time. They just haven't really got an extended run together. That's because they play high event hockey. Lots of chances at both ends of the ice. I just want to see them get an extended run together because that has to settle down over time. Like I think both of them are better defensively than they get credit for. There's lots of glaring errors that Bouchard makes it hard to defend him sometimes, and last night was a great example of that. But yeah, I think he takes a ton of heat, a lot more than he should anyway. Does losing Ekholm hurt? Absolutely. But I think Bouchard should be good enough to handle his own self on a top pairing if he's with Nurse, if he's with Wallman, or if he's with Kulak, whoever it is. He should be able to do better than he did last night. I know he can.
Who do you guys think was our best D-man last night?
Who asks the questions here? What the? Is this like the takeover show or what? Who was Darnell Nurse? That's who I got.
Yeah, I would say Nurse as well.
Josh Brown.
Yeah.
Or sorry, best defenseman?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. Darnell Nurse. Yeah.
Bob?
Well, I can't argue Darnell Nurse. He's a good choice too, but I was thinking Kulak. I thought Kulak had a pretty strong game.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't noticeable, so that's strong, right? From a defensive standpoint, right? Like, I mean, not in a bad way. He wasn't noticeable. He just, he didn't cough the puck. What was his, I have to look on natural stat trick, but how did he do? What were his numbers like?
I've got it here. I just not wearing my glasses. Where is he? Kulak.
All right, we even got music for
this one. On for one on each side of the ice. Expected goals, 70% expected goals for percentage, so looked real good from there. I thought he had made some kind of mistake early in the game. I think maybe he just took a penalty that was not like maybe he took a bad penalty early. That was the mistake
Well,
I
he
had
took
in my head.
okay. That was awful. Like that was just an
Mhm.
awful call in my mind. You could I don't know. I keep watching it, and I didn't see I saw his hand over the stick, but it didn't look like a hold of a stick. And
Oh yeah,
then
that play.
Gavrikov gets away with clearing Arvidsson out front of the net.
There was one kill where I think Doughty tackled Hyman and Perry twice. I was watching these things go on in front of the net, and the puck's at the point, and the Oilers are on their backs, and I'm like, okay, really? Like nobody saw that. Like there was a lot of missed calls in that game.
Yeah, and then I don't mind missed calls if it's if you're not calling some like ticky tack,
Yeah.
like holding the stick call at the beginning of the game. Like if
Call
that's
the obvious stuff.
yeah, like if that's what you're going to start with, then stick with that. Like you can't come back from that, right? Like that's just they missed like there were calls they didn't call right before that, and then they decide that that's the one they're going to call, and it wasn't even part of the like it didn't stop anything. That's the part that bugs me is like if it had some glaring, piece to play and how that play ended up, like they stopped an obvious scoring chance. It was behind the net. It's awful.
I think even the Kings player was surprised as to why the whistle blew.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think anybody knew what was going on there. Like certainly like Kulak played it pretty cool, right? Kind of, he had a look on his face, but I'd probably be yelling at the ref. And then Deneau later on in the game is covering his mouth like he just got cross-checked in the mouth. I mean, this is,
I hit him in the chest.
Yeah, that's what I thought so too. The old
Yeah.
head
He
jerk.
hit him in the chest. Yeah,
Gave
hit him in the
himself
chest.
whiplash.
He did.
Yeah.
And then he was
Well,
covering his teeth like he got knocked in the chiclets.
Yeah, there was a lot of calls against the Oilers that were pretty soft, and I mean, I don't want to just be the Oilers homer here. Like I think it was Gavrikov took the penalty on Arvidsson. I can't, but I thought Arvidsson was getting that for holding the stick. At first, I was like, "Oh boy, Arvy, what are you doing?" But so that was one I thought they missed in our favor. So it was happening on both sides at different times, but there were a lot of soft ones against the Oilers and a lot more missed against the Kings, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Corey
I mean,
Perry had
I'm not complaining about the officiating. I don't want to get into that. It wasn't like that.
That's not why we lost.
No, it wasn't why we lost. But it does bother me that that's the first call of the game. Like there's no score in the game, and that's your first call.
gotta
Right?
get
Like
noted.
if you're the official and you're watching, the replay, like the players watch the replays and the video of the game, you got to say to yourself, like, I messed that one up. Like I had a serious effect on the game because the play itself had no effect on the game, right? Like it was behind the net, inconsequential. Yeah, I mean, just ridiculous. That one makes me mad. I could care less about the off the glass. Could have went either way, but the holding the stick and then the outcome drives me nuts. I just think that's a crappy time of the game to be calling something so ticky tack, and I don't know what goes through an official's head at that time. We could ask Surveyor Brett. He might know.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what goes through officials' minds at most of the time.
Yeah, officiating wasn't why the Oilers lost. I mean, we can all
definitely
agree.
not.
No. I mean, they put themselves in a 5-on-3. It was
Two of them at different points.
Yeah, and I mean, they went 13 minutes without a shot.
Something like
I mean,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 48 minutes of real time, they were saying in the Toronto game tonight, because I guess Stolars went 52 minutes without a shot tonight at one point, and they're saying Kemper went 48 minutes last night without one.
Well, 10 shots on net in 2 periods when you're already down.
Not good
Like
enough.
you should be able to playing desperate already at that point when you're already down 3-0. You shouldn't be. You were at 3 shots with 4 minutes left in the period. Like it was just, yeah, it's unacceptable, especially a playoff game where you're already down. You need the offense. You should be pressing, and yet we were just kind of skating into the Kings' trap at that time. And then in the third period, we finally figured, okay, I guess we should put some pucks on net.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Look what happened.
Yeah.
Look what happened. I mean, it was awesome, right? Like the comeback was awesome. I go back to what I said at the beginning of the show, which is now, and I'd ask Bob the question. I mean, how does this look? The Oilers now know they can score at will, right? Like they can find the way to score against this team. But the Jets got to be on. The Jets have to be on from the start of the period, from the start of the first period, and not wait till the third period. And you hope going into game 2 that they've learned that lesson. I mean, we hope that they learned that lesson back, 4 years ago. But we hope they've learned that lesson now. Okay, let's shift gears. Let's talk about game 2, and then we'll wrap it up. Game 2 is coming up Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Mountain, 11 p.m. By the way, the Minnesota-Vegas game started at midnight in Atlantic, Canada. It wasn't even the same day. It
Crazy.
didn't even start the same day. Yeah, I mean that's a Wednesday game in Atlantic, Canada. Yeah, add that to the and yet I still go to the NHL scores column and it still shows up on Tuesday. Yeah, that's a Wednesday game, which is in the middle first intermission right now, 3-0 Minnesota. Game 2 starts tomorrow. Possible line changes, maybe not. I think the Oilers probably stay pretty close to the same lineup, maybe with the defensive change. If we're hearing Klingberg in for Brown. Start with you, Lotsy. I mean, thoughts on tomorrow night's game? What do we see from the Oilers? What kind of adjustments do the Kings make? Is this a must-win situation, or if you lose, you're back? I mean, I always playoffs and must-win are funny, right? Because as we've seen with the Oilers, they could be down 2 and they'll still come back and win the series. And you just hope as a team you get the split. But if you don't, you're home for 2, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Thoughts on this game tomorrow? Like, what do the Oilers need to do lineup change wise? Like, what do you think about the lines? How do you view tomorrow's game? Give us your rundown.
They gotta stop shooting themselves in the foot. That's I don't know if you guys saw my series preview or not, but that was one of the big things I was talking about. The Kings are a lot more aggressive on the forecheck than they have been in years past. They're not doing the 1-3-1 anymore. It's a more normal system, 1-2-2, and they're being a little more aggressive both in the neutral zone and in the offensive zone. So they're more likely to be able to take over or take advantage of any turnovers that the Oilers make in the neutral zone and in their own zone, which we saw it last night. They capitalized on turnovers all over the ice. Even the game winner was play off the rush, and Draisaitl was tired, too big of a gap, couldn't catch up to Danault, and then ends up in the back of the net. And we saw the giveaway with Bouchard, right? There's little things, so they just got to stop shooting themselves in the foot, and they just have to be a little cleaner on the breakouts, find a way to get some speed through the neutral zone, it just can't all be Connor and Leon. Like Connor drug this team back into that game last night because he started making some individual plays, and Hyman finished one for him. Perry finished one. Draisaitl finished one. McDavid finished one himself. But McDavid was the driving force of behind all those plays. So honestly, I'm thinking I'd probably stack Connor and Leon tomorrow. And as I was talking about this on the show about a month ago when we did our our lineup predictions, I said load up Connor and Leon. They've been dominant this season. There was a little something. The number said there was a little something between Nugent Hopkins, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson. So maybe you run that. And Frederick, fourth line, like he's not up to speed yet. So he essentially played fourth line ice last night, so that's kind of where you got to put him. And yeah, cobble up a third line bit with whoever's left, and hope that they don't get scored on. And you hope Connor and Leon carry you to victory. I think that's kind of what we have to do at this point, because I'm not optimistic that we're going to get the depth scoring that we want out of this lineup.
Yeah, I mean, you make some good points. I always hate going to that option, and but look, somebody said it in the chat. Like we have to score first. Joe said it in the chat. I think scoring first is important tomorrow. I think getting out of this funk, scoring first, great. Yeah. Patrick, thoughts on that? Like thoughts on tomorrow night's game? Thoughts on what Lotzi had to say?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of Lotzi's points there. I could definitely see them loading up Connor, Leon, and Hyman, going back to Nuge with Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Just looking at the lineup here from yesterday. If Evander Kane does come in tomorrow, probably put him on the third line, and I would keep Frederick down on the fourth line as well. Discovery Records, they're saying going 11-7. I don't like the seventh defenseman that we have to put in. So
yeah.
If we had Troy Stetcher, I'd be more on favor of going 11-7, but the seventh defenseman is Josh. Well, I guess you put in Cam Dineen.
No, I would not be scared to put Cam Dineen in. I've liked his game in the couple opportunities he got.
Yeah, no, sorry. For Cam Dineen, I'd be fine. I was thinking Josh Brown as the seventh defenseman.
Yeah, no, Brown should never see the ice again. Sorry.
So yeah, if it's Cam Dineen 11-7, I would definitely be in favor of. I actually wouldn't be. Would it even be a terrible thing if Evander Kane did come back, you give Trent Frederick another night off, maybe take another couple days, and then maybe he can come back for game 3 again, just because he didn't seem to. I don't know. Maybe it's better for him to be playing games, but
yeah, I think his ankle injury, it's one of those ones where if you're going to play on it, like just commit and play on it.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely John Klingberg coming in. If they go 11-7, I'd be in favor of that if it's with Cam Dineen. And goaltending wise, yeah, Michael, you made some great points for starting Calvin Pickard. I still have a feeling they're going to go with Stuart Skinner, though. I'd be in favor of Pickard. I think Chris Knobloch said today he hadn't committed to a goaltender yet for game 2, so I guess the decision is still up in the air. It probably, if they're asking the question, that might give us the answer, because I think if it is Stuart Skinner, no matter what, you just answer that and say, I'm going with Skinner. If they're not willing to say who the goaltender is, I think if you're asking the question, then that should be your answer. I think go with Calvin Pickard, but we'll see what happens there. And yeah, I have a feeling we're probably not going to see Evander Kane till game 3 in Edmonton at the earliest, but if they can bring him in tomorrow, who knows? He might bring some energy, but yeah, I could see overall nuclear option on the top line, Nuge back with Podkolzin and Arvidsson, and yeah, Kane on the third line if he does come in, and then maybe somebody, I don't know who it comes out. Maybe, well, Hamwork scored in the first game, right? So maybe his old buddy Jeff Skinner comes out. He did get his first playoff game in, so.
He was also on the ice with 3 5-on-5 goals against.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
He's doing everything Knobloch didn't want him to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole reason Knobloch didn't trust him. We're gonna see some oil 2025 Amazon special, and Knobloch's gonna be in an office with I don't know, somebody, and he's gonna be like, I knew it. I knew it. I was right all along. Damn it. Bob, thoughts on this? I mean, your thoughts on how the Oilers come out tomorrow.
I think the important thing is to establish the pace. You be the pace setter. Like you come out guns blazing and you set the tone for this game. We kind of fell into the Kings type of game in the first one. LA was really smart, very patient, and like Lotzi was mentioning, basically just waiting for the Oilers to make a mistake and then pounce on it and take full advantage of it. I think we push the pace. We have the speed for it, and we have the guns for it. I really want Trent Frederick to be successful with these playoffs because I think he's the type of player that could be a difference maker. Just the type of game that he plays when he's healthy. He just doesn't look the part yet. Like 9 minutes as a third line player. That's like Lottie was saying. That's fourth line minutes for sure. So now you have options of it, and I'm also with Patrick. I don't think we'll see Kane in game 2. We'll probably see him back home maybe for the first one. So now what? Do you throw Max Jones in to push some bodies around? Do you throw Derek Ryan in for his experience and columnist, and he has experience against the Kings? I mean, we do have some options there if Frederick really does need that another game off to rest up. I want to see Pickard. I want to see Pickard in it.
Like you brought up something. I know Lotzi wouldn't do it, but I'd definitely take Frederick out and put Jones in. Jones plays a game that you kind of need, right? Like you need somebody throwing a couple bodies around. He's not going to play. I mean, if he plays 9 minutes, the same as Frederick, big deal. Frederick's not 100%. Jones is ready to play, right? And he'd be motivated, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like there's no extra motivation needed in that guy. Like I think he, as we've seen, like when he has got a little bit of motivation, I think he's not the kind of guy you want to keep in long term, right? But you motivate him, keep him in for a couple of games. He gets a couple of games in. Yeah, he causes a little bit of action, excitement. Maybe gets things rolling a little bit. Still, like I see Janmark in, it's just driving me nuts. I mean, I know a PK, but the PK was awful last night, so that didn't help.
Yeah, it would be nice to use all these guys that we traded for at the deadline.
It would be. I mean, the Frederick
I'm so
thing
glad
is
we traded a second and a fourth.
I know. I don't like. I'd be all right with. I'd be all right with McDavid and Draisaitl starting the game, like till you get that first goal, right? Like, and Knobloch having a one-on-one with McDavid sort of pregame and saying, "Hey, like I need you to come out and win this for us. Like I need you to get that first goal. You and Dry, like we're counting on you." I'd be all right with that, but I just don't want to see it all game. I don't want that to be the go-to standard. As we see year after year after year after year after year, right? Like I want to see this team spread out. I want to see, the guys play that need to play. And it's the playoffs. Like I can't believe we're talking about guys needing a motivation to, like there's, it's great. In the chat, 4-0 Minnesota now in the second.
Kaprizov just scored.
Wild.
I got it on the background.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I didn't see that one coming. I actually didn't see the Jets going up 2-0. Like I was sure that would be a split, given how St. Louis finished the season. Although they lost a couple down to last couple of games, but that Buchnevich line, I guess the scary part of that is Hellebuck seemed to settle in for game 2. If he settles in, watch out, right? Like that's the team to beat. All right. Well, you know what, guys? And we're going to be back at this. Are we on Thursday? We're going to do this Thursday?
Sure.
I think
Don't see why not.
Thursday. Well, I could see a whole bunch of reasons why not.
I'll even allow you to ask some. I'll even allow you to ask some questions, Michael.
All right. Yes. I've always wanted to host my own show. All right. We're going to go around the horn. Let us know everything that you think about all the series, everything that's going on. I'll start. Bob's not on all the time, so we're going to let Bob have the last word tonight. Yeah. So you're going to get some chance here to think about it. I want to talk about what's going on in the league. Canadians and Caps. I mean, game 1. Again, another scary thing for me is Ovechkin scoring the game winner in overtime. Like certain things happen in the playoffs, I always feel like that just like spur a team on. Like there's big things that happen. A guy like Ovechkin scoring the game winner in overtime is enough to spur a team on. Right? Like that's like a rally. That's a big thing. The Oilers, Connor McDavid, 4-point night, coming back from 4 down, except for the last part. Like those are the kind of things that spur a team on. I think, though, what we saw last night with Connor McDavid was next level. Absolutely next level. We're lucky we get to watch that. I think that's enough to scare the Kings. And I think it's also enough to bring the Oilers back into this series tomorrow night. I'm pretty confident going into game 2, despite their crappy record in the first 3 games of every series. 357 win percentage. Can't believe it. Thanks, Stoff, for that. But I do think that the Oilers are coming back. Stars and Avalanche. I actually thought the Avs might sweep the Stars after game 1. So good on the Stars for coming back and scoring that one. Florida, Tampa. Never saw that coming, 6-2. But it's one game. Tampa's got something. Some stranger says, "What's happening with the Canucks?" What is happening with the Canucks? I think it's cute. Personally, I said this in a tweet, but the Sportsnet has this Stanley Cup playoffs commercial, and they've got Flames fans cheering and Canucks fans cheering. I think it's outstanding. Like, I think, hockey's for everyone. That's great. Sens and Maple Leafs. We shouldn't be surprised by this one. I think that that's like the Maple Leafs should win that one quite handily. But the Sens, I think there have been stretches they've outplayed the Maple Leafs. I've watched that series pretty closely. Hurricanes and Devils. I PVR it and then I put it on when I'm ready to go to bed. Hurricanes will win that one, probably in 4. All right, Mr. Ryan Lotsberg. Everybody like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. Make sure you do all that stuff. And you want to come out to Halifax, June 21st, Heavy Hockey Showdown in Halifax. First time. Come on out. Come say hello. Registration will be up soon. We're going to do the same thing. I think fitting today, by the way, that the courtroom was packed for something very unfortunate, but fitting that we're going to help the Sexual Assault Center here in Halifax. So that's good. But we'll talk about that as we go. We won't push it a ton because most of our listeners are not in Eastern Canada, but we'll talk about it. And all right. Lotsie, I'm done. I'm putting myself on mute. Pass the baton over to Patrick when you're done. Patrick, pass it over to Bob. Bob, you know the drill. Make sure you say goodnight, and everybody else say goodnight. We're probably, now that I'm done, by the way, this is when we lose like 90% of the viewers anyway, but you guys talk amongst yourself.
I'll try to go around the league quickly. Yeah, it sounds like Quinn Hughes to New Jersey is inevitable. So that would be unfortunate for the Canucks, but kind of funny at the same time from my perspective as an Oilers fan. Yeah, where do I even start? Western Conference, Avs Stars. Not too surprised it's 1-1, but I think the Avs will start to pull away. I'm surprised at this Minnesota game. Good on them. It's if they're gonna go make this 1-1, hopefully it's not the only game they win in the series. Like I thought they might just get one, right? Winnipeg, St. Louis. Good on Winnipeg for backing up their regular season to date. So, I mean, it's early in the series so far, but so far they're bringing it. In the East, we'll go Washington, Montreal. Can you guys believe that was Ovechkin's first career playoff overtime goal? It's crazy to think about. But nice to see him knock that little accomplishment off the list. And I was hoping for the Habs to pull that one out, but it didn't quite happen for him. But maybe next one. Toronto, Ottawa, no surprises. Ottawa's just too inexperienced, and Toronto got a nice little draw in the first round there. But we'll see how they do when it gets hard in round two. Again, surprised at Florida, Tampa. I picked Tampa in the series, but shouldn't be surprised if Florida advances there at all. Carolina, Jersey, I haven't seen a second of that series, and by the sounds of things, I'm very fortunate for that. And Oilers, Kings, anybody's ball game. I mean, you guys know I've been on the show saying the Kings are likely to win this series, in my opinion, but Connor McDavid, man. What a game. What a player. Yeah, with that, I'll also just say I had a busy day writing yesterday. I got 3 articles up on heavyhockey.com. I did a series preview, kind of outlined some key things to look for in the series. I did a little pre-playoff run hype piece, if you want to call it that. It's called Empty. So take a look at that. And then my call-outs, standouts, and shout-outs post-game wraps are back for the playoffs. So keep your eyes out for those after every game. And with that, I'll pass it to Patrick.
Thank you, Lotsie. I don't have too much else to add on the series so far. I mean, yeah, blowout there with Florida and Tampa Bay. Toronto to be expected. I mean, although Toronto does tend to blow first round series, as we all know. But I think they're going to safely take this one. They're up 2-0. Ottawa would have to win 4 of the last 5, so I don't see that happening, unfortunately. And one of the bad things about the Boston Bruins doing bad this year was that the Toronto Maple Leafs have an easier ride in the first round there. But hopefully Boston can come back strong next year and knock Toronto back out in the first round where they belong. Good for Minnesota taking down Vegas 4-0. No one anybody saw that happening. And yeah, I think that Carolina New Jersey series should be pretty short. Dallas put up a good fight against Colorado the other night, kind of surprising. So yeah, some good series, and I think the Oilers do come back, win tomorrow night. I'll be at Rogers. I got offered some seats in the Sportsnet Lounge tomorrow, so it would have been nicer if the Oilers were there too. But I'll watch the game from the Sportsnet Lounge tomorrow night, so looking forward to that. And yeah, I'll be back on Thursday. And as always, you guys can check out all my stuff at the Oilers Fanatic, at Oilers Fanatic YT on social media, and Oilers Fanatic on YouTube. So have a great night, everybody. I'll hand it over to Bob.
Excellent work, gentlemen. And I will, to both of the listeners that we have left, everybody else signed off and you guys are done talking. So hi, Mom, and hi to my dog, I guess, for listening. Anyways, I'm not going to go around the horn for all the series. The guys captured their takes on it pretty well. I've been staying tuned and watching way too much hockey than the people around me want me to watch. I will say this though, I love this time of this year, NHL playoffs. The oil country is is so powerful and so passionate. I recognize the fact that a bunch of us have differing opinions, and that's fine. You should feel free to share those, maturely and respectfully. Recognize the fact that we may differ in opinion, but our passion for our team is the one thing that unites us. We actually have more in common than we have differences when it comes to, our hockey takes and our love for our team. And if you guys, if any of you listening, or both of you are listening, that don't know by now, don't ever, ever, ever count out a team with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on it. If you didn't know that before, you better know that now after seeing what happened last game. Have faith in our boys. They, as much as we want it, they want it about 100 times more. And they have the goods. We may not look as strong as we were last year, but there isn't a more motivated team in the playoffs this year, and you're going to see that motivation kick into high gear starting tomorrow. I'm calling it now. 3-2 overtime win. I'm also staying the course of my preseason predictions and calling an all-Canadian final of the Oilers and the Maple Leafs, with the Oilers winning. And that's all you need to know to rest peacefully and have a good night's sleep with that thought rolling through your head. Good night, all country. Thanks a lot, guys.